You were on the show a few weeks ago. The audio kind of got screwed up, unfortunately. But we were talking about interest rates, and they've gone down a little bit since the show. I think they were maybe 8% then, and now they're what, like 7, 6.5, something
Sure.
like that. But you've maintained 12%.
Correct. Yeah. During the ride up, we didn't raise. Our lenders, lending partners are happy with the yield they're getting, so we don't anticipate any raising like the most of the banks have done at this point.
Okay, we have some stuff rolling in. A couple of people are sending in some deals. Suarez Capital, we'll pull that up as soon as Tyler gets back. So send in your deals. If you have a development project planned, you need quick cash to close. That's what Ryan is here for. Fix and flip. Now, you don't lend on new construction development.
Typically not. So we only lend on as is today value. So sometimes somebody will own the piece of land outright, and we can fund half the value of the land to get them started on the draws and kind of go from there. But our main product is something that already exists, whether it be a single family home or multifamily or commercial.
That's awesome. So when you say today's value, if I'm buying a fix and flip, I can't say, hey, man, once I put money in this, it's going to be worth X.
Correct. Yeah, we're very cautious in that sense. That's the way we're able to bypass any credit underwriting. Hey, what is it worth today? And then we're up to that percentage of value.
And then because you have that underwriting where you're strictly asset based, how quick is your turnaround from when someone comes to you and has a deal to when you can close?
Oh, very fast. So we've had deals where another lender failed to perform. Title was ready. We got a deal that morning that we've never heard of, and we closed it that same day.
Oh my
Now,
God.
if we're pulling title, we're waiting on the title company. That's usually about 5 business days. But anywhere in that range from you're never waiting on us as the lender. I could put it that way.
So Suarez Capital sent in a deal. Let's pull that up, Tyler. We've got Tyler's email on the screen, tyler@tbdpod.com. Send us your deals. Could be land, like you said, fix and flip. No owner occupied.
Correct.
Now, how much do you have lent out currently?
Right now, actively is about 90 million.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
90
about
million.
250 deals current active.
And as you guys can see on the screen, we've got some deals pulled up that Ryan has lent on: 2.4 million, 812,000, 81,000. So where is your sweet spot? Sounds like you can go anywhere and lend on anything.
Yeah, we're really all over the board as far as size. I'd say average, is around 400,000 or so. But we the biggest current loan is probably just under 6 million, and then we have them as small as around 50,000.
Fantastic. Yeah. And quick turnaround. And are your terms usually the same? 2-year balloon, no prepayment?
Our terms are always the same, so that is helpful for people who are trying to plug our cost structure into their deal. Right? They're not guessing as, hey, what is this deal going to cost me? Because they know it already and they can plug it in. Hey, I'm buying it for this. I'm putting this into it. There's going to be 3 months carrying cost or 6 months carrying cost. And then they can kind of calculate their net profit at the end.
And then on the back end of that 2 years, are you giving a sort of direction to your borrowers like, hey, man, like this is a good contact for a refi if they choose to keep the property?
Yeah, so we get a lot of referral business from mortgage brokers. So generally, we just send it back to that mortgage broker that sent us the deal originally.
Oh, okay. That's an easy way to do it, right?
Yeah, it's the fair way, right? If you're sending me a deal, I'm not going to send it to somebody else to get refied out.
Right.
And most people, usually it's a flip or it's a sale. They're not in it 2 years. We're about a 1 year average payoff.
What percent of your borrowers have financing fall through and then they come to you? Is that a pretty big portion of your portfolio?
I mean, there is obviously an increased interest rate using any private money. So you're first, and if somebody calls us, we tell them to try a conventional bank first. But a lot of the deals, time is of the essence, and they only have 5, 10 days, 15 days to close it. So we need to get them funded within that time frame. A lot of times, the cheaper hard money lender, they call me back scrambling 3 days later or 3 days before closing, saying the guy's not answering the phone or he's undercapitalized,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be. So it's pretty frequent.
So you've had to save other hard money lenders?
Absolutely, all the time.
All the time.
Yes.
So Ryan is prepared to give you guys an incredible offer. We're actually going to have we're probably going to do this show regularly. I don't know, probably not every week, but maybe twice a month, something like that. And we're going to pick the best deal. So a deal from a lender's perspective that would have least risk, but then the most profit. So Ryan, explain your offer to our listeners.
So this is something that we've never done in history of the company. Let me back up first. Congratulations to you guys, right? You got like 22,000 followers, Tampa grown, organic. I love to see it. It's the same way I grew my company.
Thank you.
We're a local company here. So I wanted to do something special for, your viewers, and we're going to waive the entire origination fee and any lender fee on the deal of the best deal of the workshop. So people will submit their deals. I think we decided until February 7th, they can submit deals to us. And then on February 9th, I think I'll be back on, or we'll let everybody know who has the best deal. And by the best deal, like you said, meaning the least risk to the lender and the most profitability for the borrower.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment your email, Ryan.
Sure.
You guys also have Tyler's email, tyler@tbdpod.com. You can see it on the screen. You can email both, or just Tyler or just Ryan. We'll get it over. Send those in until February 7th, and then the following show we'll announce the winner. I mean, what kind of savings are we talking about if you guys waive those fees?
So that's going to save them 6% of the loan amount. So if somebody's doing like a $500,000 deal, $30,000 net profit, direct to them, and that they would have never, seen.
Yeah, good luck beating that anywhere else. That's awesome. So huge savings, guys. So Ryan, what's your email? I'll drop it and pin it in the chat.
Yep. So it's Ryan at RPM Realty, INV, like invest.com. Or they can reach out to me on the Instagram, on personal Instagram, or the RPM Realty Instagram. Any of those are fine.
Yeah, or DM you.
Yeah, if they DM me the deal, I'll send them my phone number and we can connect that way, or just straight through the email. But
how can I pin this?
We'll select the best one, and again, we're gonna waive all lender fees. And so outside of that origination fee, we don't have an underwriting fee or an admin fee on any deals. So we only have one fee to begin with, but we're gonna waive it.
You pinned it, Tyler? Okay, cool. So that's Ryan's email, ryan@rpmrealtyinv.com. Tyler's email's up there. Let's go through a deal. Suarez Capital sent you a deal. Can we pull that up, Tyler? Maybe we can run through it. So what type of deals, run through that one more time, Ryan. What type of deals are you guys looking to lend on?
So we'll fund it all, right? That's one thing that's rare too, is we do multifamily, we do commercial, we do single family, we do raw land. It's all about the LTV and establishing a value. So I don't know that I'll be able to pull this up and to determine a value. I'll need to do some underwriting in the background on it, but I'm happy to look at it, and generally, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is just from this quick flyer, but
okay,
we'll definitely put it in the pot, and hopefully Suarez Capital is getting a nice savings on origination fee.
Suarez Capital, can you request to join? I hope he's still in here. I think we could try that out, Tyler. I don't want your computer to explode, but it might be worth getting him to join so we can see how exactly the developer wants to partner up, or some sort of a loan he needs. This is that big office building right south of the old dog track,
right?
Kind of the Sulphur Springs area.
Yep.
Yeah. So scroll. Does he have? Keep going, Tyler. Let's see what's in here. If he requests to join, accept it. So from what I understand, he's looking to turn this office building into residential.
So that might be something where, again, he's wanting an investment of future value, so it wouldn't really fit necessarily under what we have. But I mean, there's definitely a value, and as is value today of that property, and we can make a determination of what LTV will lend on it. So there's definitely value there, but he may be a redevelopment, almost like a construction deal, right? So we're not going to lend on the ARV or the ending value of that.
But as long as he bought it right,
yeah.
Or if he paid cash, is there an opportunity where, in this particular case, a developer could have a beautiful site or a nice building? You'll only lend on the asset value, but he could take that cash, do a couple projects, build it out, refinance, pay you back is essentially
100%. We do that regularly. Yes.
yeah. And so this type of deal, I mean, we really wouldn't have a number attached to it to see, you know, how much money he's looking to pull out.
Yeah, but he could submit that, and we'll review it.
Right.
You know, and get back to him on it.
This is going to be an extremely popular area of real estate development. I think in the future is office building converting to residential.
Sure.
I mean, there's not a lot of residential supply. We all know office buildings are kind of taking a shit right now. If you can find an awesome office building in a great location, we were with Omar Garcia today, 220 East Madison, downtown Tampa. So he turned that into student housing. That was an old office building from the 1960s. He walked us through it today. It's an incredible project, and the value add on something like that is amazing. I mean, an old office building that really, like, what developer is going to go in and buy an office and renovate an office and then try to lease the whole thing out right now? You know, that's kind of a tight market. Okay, Suarez is in here. I'm in Napa in a castle. I don't know if the connection's going to be the best. Hey, man, that castle might have Wi-Fi. Try to join up and we'll accept. I don't know if you're on a tour or something, but Tyler, look out for that. See if that works. He can kind of explain what he's looking for. We can go through a deal. That'd be cool. But yeah, I think that this redevelopment into residential is going to be massive in the next few years.
And you can kind of get a feel for our deal flow. You know, on our Instagram page, I put at least a few deals up every month that we've funded. So you can scroll through there and somebody can get a feel for exactly what product type what we lend on and our general guidelines. You'll see the LTVs and all that.
So Lakeland, Florida, Tampa, Florida, Auburndale. I see one in Georgia, Texas. Do you have a specific, market you are exclusively looking to service?
We're organically grown, so 90% of our deals are within 2 hours or so of Tampa. Probably another 9% throughout the state, and then 1%, throughout the country. So we do service Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Ohio, Louisiana. So usually the southern states.
You guys are Tampa born. So you grew up here, correct?
I moved down when I was 4.
Moved down when you were 4.
Yeah.
Where'd you move from?
From New York.
New York, that's right.
Like everybody.
New York, like everyone. There's a lot more of y'all now, that's for sure. You might have been like one of the first, New York people moving over this way. Usually you guys go to the other coast.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is awesome. So yeah, scroll through here, Tyler. People can get a sense of what Ryan lends on. A lot of fix and flip, it looks like. Single family homes. What would you say a majority of your portfolio is? Single family?
Single family, yeah, is the most common.
Yeah. So he's looking for Wi-Fi right now. He gave a thumbs up. Hop in here, bro. How are we going to hear him and all that? Do we know if this will work, Tyler? Okay, we think we have it figured out. We'll see how it goes. Remember, this is the first one, everyone. Huh?
You should hear through here.
Okay, that'd be cool. So yeah, so you do commercial, industrial. You essentially are. What is it? A private lender? What's the official?
Yeah, so we are a private lender, hard money lender, direct lender.
Meaning it's your discretion.
Correct.
If something makes sense for you guys, you will lend on it.
And even more so, we truly are, right? You can call a lot of hard money lenders, but the guy that is answering the phone is not the guy that's setting the wire. I would bet 98% of the time.
Right.
And he's not the guy underwriting the deal. It's not, one person that's overseeing all that. So that's why we can work so efficiently and quickly. And we try to fully approve every deal same day. So if you call me with a deal, you're not going to need a week or two to figure it out. That's why I always tell people, send me anything. Worst case, you wasted an hour of my time and 5 minutes of your time underwriting it.
Isn't there a point where a deal always makes sense? I mean, if it's $1 million property and you loan $5,000, that's extremely low risk.
I would say almost every, as long as land is 50%, but almost every deal will fund to 60 to 70% of that.
Okay.
And I should mention this too, that it doesn't necessarily have to be cash down. If somebody owns another property free and clear, or they have a lot of equity in another property, we can get very creative and pull their equity from another deal to fund the new deal. So it doesn't necessarily have to be cash.
And then you guys were a Fast 50 growing company. Was that based on your revenue, employees?
Correct. Yeah. Tampa Bay Business Journal for 2023. I believe it was revenue 2020 to 2022 or maybe 2023. I can't remember how they did it. But that was exciting that we received that last year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's super cool. And, obviously as the financial market has just gotten crazy and interest rates have skyrocketed and banks have tightened up, I'm sure your phone's busy.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's lending programs from conventional banks and other like hybrid lenders that are just disappearing now. So people still need to get the deals done. And, we're a facility to get those done quickly and easily.
Okay, he's saying he's requesting to join. I don't see it. Let me pop up. How would we do that, Tyler?
It's not going to work. It's only through mine,
Oh, no.
so it's not going to work. But what we can do is,
He could call in, though.
yeah, exactly. So I can hook my phone up and I can email him my number. He can call in and then,
Okay, let's work on that.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so hold tight. We will get you linked up here. You could put your phone number in the chat, Tyler. People won't send you any naughty pictures. Don't worry. Just kidding. Don't do that. Just email them back your phone number. Have them call you. We'll get them linked up. Fantastic. Yeah. So, across the board, all different funds. What's the smallest amount you have lent on a piece of property?
I think it's 50,000. We don't really have a minimum, but you're going to have fixed costs, attorney doc prep, title costs. That whether you're doing a $5 million deal or a $5,000 deal, the attorney's going to charge you the same. So we're very transparent with our borrowers and say, hey, do you really want 5% of your deal eaten up, your equity eaten up by a doc prep fee, right? And those are fees that beyond our control. We don't get those, but they exist. So
there's a certain point where it just doesn't make sense.
yeah.
Obviously,
and we're very transparent. Like people call us all the time and it's like, why are you even doing this deal, right? And we talk them out of it. We could have funded it, and we would have made money doing so, but we're just very, very truthful to them and say, hey, it doesn't look like this really makes sense.
Yeah,
and they value that.
We were talking about that before we went live, where you used to do the fix and flip, and you were an investor yourself, so you guys can underwrite a deal with that knowledge and be like, hey man, like this one's not going to work out.
Yeah, we've been through it. We've done hundreds of deals on the development and flipping side, so we definitely know the pains and the happiness that can happen from that. And we're approaching 1,000 deals now that we funded on the lending side.
Would you say this is a good place to start? Like if I'm a brand new investor and I'm working on my first property, do you think this hard money is a good place to start your investing career?
I think so because, if you can get conventional financing, obviously do that. But you're talking about a 30 to 45 day close. And if you're going to a distressed seller and you're saying to him, hey, I can close next Friday.
Right.
I know you want $200,000 for your place. I can close next Friday for $170,000, or I can pay you $195,000 and we'll get an appraisal and we'll get an inspection and it has to pass this. And then, in 30 to 45 to 60 days, maybe we'll close depending on my credit and bank statements and all that stuff. As a seller, you got to take the hard money. So our borrowers use it typically to negotiate a much better purchase price. So even if the short-term interest is a little higher, and it's really not much, you're talking about a couple percent over the course of a year. Hopefully, you're in and out of that deal in a few months, anyways. That's one other thing. We have no prepayment penalty. So,
that's huge.
Yeah, most lenders have a 6 or 12 month or some fee to get out of the deal. So we hope that you flip the house in 90 days, and you get out of it in 9 months, and we're done.
So theoretically, someone could use you just to close, and then like days later refinance you guys out.
Sure.
Have you done deals like that before too?
Yeah, we have.
Just a very short term.
Sometimes the seller won't extend, and they're going to keep your hard deposit, and another lender, you waived your financing contingency because another lender committed to you, and you thought you were good. We see that all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like we said before, people probably call you as kind of a rescue plan because you can close and move so quickly.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you keep your business set up where you are the one that is the underwriter? I mean,
it's my baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's and I work with my 2 brothers too.
Yeah.
So it's a family business. Anytime I have somebody else do something, it doesn't get done the way I would do it. So Maybe it's a control issue. I don't know. But hey, I'm happy with the
You know what,
success
though?
and the direction that we're going.
For a borrower, though, it's kind of cool that you're calling the decision maker.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, let me send this to underwriting and it
Yeah.
takes 24 hours or longer, and then you're kind of
You
waiting.
go to a mortgage broker, right? He's getting the deal approved with somebody on his side. Then they're sending it to the bank. Then they're sending it to the underwriter. Then the salesperson is going to contact you from there. You're 5, 6, 7, 8 people deep, before you even get an answer.
Let's talk about, let's go to the Motor Enclave. They just had their grand opening. So how were you guys involved? You were an early investor in the actual project,
Yes.
correct?
Yes. So Brad is the founder. He, we connected through a mutual friend.
This is so cool. This is awesome.
And
You talk about a project. This thing's unbelievable.
It's insane. I don't know how he got it done. Nobody knows how it got it done. If you go to my personal page, there's a couple pictures of the grand opening. They had like 5 Paganis, which are
Oh my God.
$3 to $6 million. Yeah, that's me and my dad in front of one. But they had an unbelievable amount of cars, and
God, look at that thing.
and they had a video, showing the all the progress that it was made. And that was the event the next day. Look how many cars showed up. There's got to be 1,000 cars there. The line was 2 hours long to get in if you didn't get there by 7 in the morning. But it's a really neat project. Yeah, insane that there's a racetrack 15 minutes from here, and a huge event center. Is like 30-something thousand foot event center. People will get married there. Totally unrelated to the car scene.
He told me that they had to basically shut it down. Like they couldn't let any more people in. Like
Absolutely.
they were at capacity.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
crazy.
It's a crazy drone show from the opening. It turns from that to a race car. It's pretty neat.
Do you know the numbers on this, Ryan? Like the development cost, how much the site cost?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, 150 million plus on construction alone, I would imagine.
I believe so, yeah. And we'll get you guys out there. We'll get you out there personally, and let's go have some fun out there so you can kind of check it out, because you don't really understand it. My dad's a huge car guy. It's where I got my love for cars from. And he had never been out there until that. And he was blown away. Like, you don't understand the magnitude of it until you go there and see it yourself.
Well, even from the drone footage, you look at that and you go, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like multiple racetracks, and the event center is unbelievable. What is it, like a 30,000 square foot event center?
Yep.
It's crazy. Pull up Ryan's car collection. Let's talk about that. That's always a fun one. There was High Society Motor Club.
Yeah.
So explain that.
So that was kind of a passion of mine. I turned it into a business. I have these cars, and I like to see them get driven. So people use them for their weddings or corporate event rental, movie sets, whatever the case may be. And we rent all these things out.
How can I'm trying to expand the chat. I think I just don't want to miss anyone here. You getting with Suarez, Tyler? Okay. He says he's good to join. Yeah, man, these things are awesome. What's your favorite?
It's tough.
Yeah, right?
It's like picking.
It's like your favorite kid, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the Speed Racer one. You were telling me about that one yesterday, Tyler, on the right. Yeah, this one's dope, man. Shelby Daytona. And you said that, this one was completely rebuilt, right?
So this is a company called Factory 5. So they had the Shelby Cobra that you've seen, like the convertible one, and they sell a new kit for that model.
And then if it was an original, it would be
7 million, 10 million, something crazy like that.
Now, why? Just they're rare?
Yeah, I mean, it's, Carroll Shelby, he's just the American racing history. So all the Cobras and the Daytonas are hundreds of thousands or millions and millions of dollars if you have an original, from the 60s.
Right, yeah. It's so badass. What's your favorite one to drive? Like, what's the most fun to drive?
I mean, that thing's a pure race car. So you get in there, and it's like, you're shaking. I actually have a race car. I don't think I have a picture of it, though.
So probably no air conditioning.
Actually, that one has AC. Almost.
Really?
Yeah, almost all the other ones don't. But whoever built that one, they put it in there.
That's awesome.
But favorite to drive for the racing is definitely the Radical SR8. I don't know if I have a picture of it up there, but it looks like an F1 car. It's an open wheel cockpit car.
That's so fun. And how many cars do you own in this High Society Motor Club?
About 30.
Fantastic. Look at all these. Look at the Fiat. I love it.
Yep.
So you rent them out too, right? For weddings or photo shoots?
Exactly. I don't rent them out in like a sense of Toro where people come and drive them, but we'll have a driver for a wedding or engagement photos, chauffeur, things like that.
I mean, have you thought about turning it into some sort of a business where you do rent them to people to drive?
I just don't want first of all, liability. They're older cars, so people don't know how to drive. They don't understand. They know new technology. So try to put somebody who's 20 years old behind a car with manual transmission, no AC.
Yeah.
The thing will be broken by the time it gets back to you.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. That's awesome, man. Cool. Yo, send us your deals, people. We wanna take a look at what you guys are looking at. Realtors, investors, developers, email Tyler a deal and pop it in the chat. Let us know you sent it off, and we'll take a look at it. We
Yeah,
want to.
and even if they don't make the qualification, maybe they don't have the money down, we're always happy to use our expertise and help analyze the deals for potential borrowers. So, if they just want an opinion on something, I'm always available to do that. Again, they can email me, they can DM, any of the Instagrams, and I'll get back with them and give them my thoughts on it.
So the company is you and your two brothers?
Correct.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Family business.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, there's no, person you pay that underwrites the deals. It's literally you. You will be dealing with the borrower.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. They can call me anytime. I always answer unless I'm on a podcast with you.
That's fantastic. Well, while we wait on Suarez and other deals, you want to pull up? Can we pull up MLS? Let's see what we got. If you guys are interested to get involved in real estate investing, if you're a first-time investor, I think it's a great time. Election years are always good. Buyers get apprehensive. Sellers get hinky. They go, let's go ahead and sell it. We don't know what's going to happen to the market. So this year is a good opportunity to invest. There will be opportunities available that will not be available in other years just because of the way the market is right now. I made an incredible deal last July. We're buying another office building right now. And I'm saving the rest of my cash because I believe it's going to be a really good year.
Sure.
You saw this opportunity during COVID, right? Like there was probably only a 2 or 3 month span, like literally like a 12-week span where there was insane deals getting done because sellers were freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, let's sell it.
Yeah.
Or a buyer that had a great property under contract. Oh, I'm going to exit the contract. I don't want to buy it. Well, look at what the market did after COVID exploded. And so in the same way, that's going to happen this year. There's apparently a showdown going on in Texas with the federal government and the Texas National Guard. We're entering into a presidential election year, and in this country, that's always a shit show. We all know that, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. So with that, volatility breeds opportunity.
100%. Yeah, there is always, people get scared, and there's always deals out there, and people can use our cash to act quickly. When I said earlier about, nobody wants to hear 30 to 45 days closing. They want to hear, hey, we can close next week, and they can use their cash. Say they have 500,000, right, and they can go buy a $500,000 house. Well, instead, they only put 150 down with us, and they can go get 3 houses. So they're 300% greater, cash on cash return per se, backing out any interest expense. So it makes sense to kind of leverage your capital for these times.
100%. And you have to keep in mind too that other investors are going to be thinking the same thing. They're going to have their war chest ready and their cash ready to make moves. If you're trying to get conventional financing and compete with a cash buyer, especially on an investment property that's distressed, good luck, right? I mean, you're going to need a guy like Ryan to provide hard money. You're going to need cash yourself. And like Ryan said, this is not for people with no money down. This is for a specific type of buyer that will have, what's your minimum? 30% would be the minimum down.
Correct.
Now that's on the
Purchase
value, the purchase price.
Yes.
Yeah, 30%.
And so we lend on the lower of the value or the purchase price. Somebody might say, hey, I'm buying $1 million, I'm buying $1 million house for 700,000. But it appraises for $1 million. That's not like a no money down with us type deal. They would still have to put the capital down.
Yeah. Why now? Is that a risk issue?
Just keeps everybody honest, keeps skin in the game, right?
Yeah.
And people do buy undervalued things all the time, but it's just that's where you can start to get into some funny business. We've never lost money on any deal. We don't want to lose money on any deal. So we just keep it tight and stay in our guidelines.
And you're not looking to foreclose on anyone, and that's the reason why you are less risky when it comes to that underwriting.
Sure. And then even if they got in a jam, things happen, health and divorce and business. They have so much equity, they just sell the property. Like, so if they truly bought that property for $1 million and we lent 700,000 and the next week they lost their job and they got sick and all this, fire sale for 950 or 975 before, you would allow a lender to go through with a foreclosure action or anything like that.
Now, on a fix and flip, something that would have a construction budget, how does that bake into the deal?
So they would fund that on their own. We're only there to provide capital to buy the property.
So you're there to acquire the property for them, in
Correct.
which they need 30% or more, depending on the deal.
Correct.
And they have to come to the table with their own cash to renovate the property.
Yes. Or, the lines of credit at Home Depot and Lowe's and those kind of things are readily available. So when people ask about that, I suggest, hey, you can get a $50,000, credit at Home Depot very easily. So
yeah, right. I mean, they have all those credit cards and programs. Someone says, I'm renting out my condo in Florida. Property has more than doubled in value. What year? What's this guy's name? Robbie, what year did you purchase? I'm sure it was a few years ago. I didn't get screwed on a condo. I basically broke even on mine. The insurance market is very tough for condominiums. Robbie, you might have a tough time. If it's doubled in value, obviously you're in the green, you're very healthy. But the problem is if you go to sell that, you have to worry about what's the buyer going to now afford with HOA fees plus insurance has doubled in the last few years, plus property taxes, etc. Condominiums are tough right now, man.
And a guy like Robbie, being that it doubled, we can, if he wants some cash for another project, we can cash out his equity on that.
That's really interesting too. So you can do cash out refis essentially.
Correct. Yeah. So we wouldn't typically go in second lien to his current lender. We would normally take them out. We would be the only lender. But a guy that bought a condo for $300,000 and it's worth $600,000 now, we can cash out some money for him.
End of 2019, no insurance and no mortgage. Yeah, Robbie, like you're a perfect candidate for Ryan. I mean, if you have a free and clear condo and you want to pull a few $100,000 out, that's what Ryan is here to do. Ryan essentially opens up capital so a guy like Robbie can go do a different project.
Correct.
Whereas if you just own a free and clear property, your hands are kind of tied.
Money's sitting there, which is fine. Nothing wrong with owning your house free and clear. That's awesome. I
Right.
mean, that's a great thing too. But if I don't know what his business is or what he does, but if he's looking for capital, we would fund him next week on up to 70% of whatever that property's value is.
Brian Medeiros commented, Ryan's the man. Just got to deal with him today.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, I mean, I had to deal with that too. I own that condo free and clear. I had the debate of, do I get a hard money loan and pull some cash out? I didn't end up doing it because then I would have to rent the place out, and it's more complicated than that. But yeah, I think if you believe in the real estate market here locally in Tampa Bay and you're sitting on free and clear property, don't dump it. Rent that place out if you can. Pull some cash out and do some more deals.
Yeah.
Expand your horizons, people. Did you ever get with Suarez? Yeah,
he's doing a wine.
He's in a
wine
castle.
tour.
He's in a wine tour right now.
Better than us, anyways.
Yeah, right. We should. Do we have any beer? We got any wine? Next time, damn it. So let's explain again for the new people that have joined in. We're going to be accepting deals. You guys can send the deals in to either Ryan or Tyler at tbdpod.com. Ryan's email is pinned in the chat. We're going to pick the best deal and announce it on the next show. You guys have until February 7th, which is what, 2 weeks, something like that?
Wednesday, I believe, two Wednesdays from now.
2 Wednesdays from now. He's going to pick the deal of the month, all right? And he's willing to waive essentially what? All of the fees. There will be no fees on the
Correct.
loan.
They'll still have like doc stamps that goes to the state and title policy. But as far as the lender, we're waiving our entire origination fee. So there's no lender fee.
And you said, a fee savings on a $500,000 loan is $30,000.
Correct.
That's insane.
Yeah,
and you've never done that in the history of your company.
Never. My best friends are going to be pissed off at me because I've never done it. I mean, I will never do it again.
Have your friends submit deals into the show.
Anybody can do it.
Anybody.
Yeah, we will never do this again. Anybody that's done business, we just don't lower our origination fee at all. And but like I said, I'm proud of you guys and your all your viewers and what you guys have really done. I think we could get some spark here,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, and I like the idea of doing a live show too. People can come in, they can bring their deals. It'd be cool to get Frank in here because he does lending on a different side with new construction.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, man, like a live show would be cool. Tyler and I have experimented before with the live thing. It's a lot of fun. People can kind of chime in, post in the chat, guys. Let us know some feedback. Let us know if you're looking at real estate, if you're going to invest this year. We're talking about the market as well. Give us your predictions on the market. What do you guys think is going to happen? Like I said, I believe it's an incredible buying opportunity. I think there's going to be certain deals that you're just not going to find, until maybe the next election year.
Yeah, and I think, Tampa and Florida, so many people are moving here. So much is going on here. There's so much growth. Even if we had an economic slowdown in generally in the U.S., I think we're pretty insulated.
Oh, absolutely. I think so too. I mean, shit, look at COVID. Like the whole world took a shit and property here doubled.
Yeah. And we were on Howard or something still doing whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah,
while
exactly.
Everyone else was stuck in their homes.
We were all opened up, so this state has no state income tax. We're very business friendly. We got sunshine. We got beaches. There's going to be a lot of people moving here, and I don't think that's going to change. Can you explain it all on the investment side if there was someone that wanted to place capital with you?
Yeah, so we have lending partners. They're deal specific. So when we underwrite a deal and we approve it in-house, we either fund it ourselves or we have lending partners that come in and we take a servicing fee, of the 12% that a borrower would pay. So it still nets them around a double-digit return. I mean, it's a good, solid return against a hard asset. Our average portfolio right now is, I think, 58 or 59% LTV. So it's extremely safe. You're under on $1 million house. On average, we're lending less than $600,000 on that house. First lien position, title policy, insurance policy. So we really protect ourselves every way we can as lenders because it's our own private capital.
Yeah, when I met with you in your office and you were explaining to me the investment side of it, if someone was going to place money in your fund, I said, like, where's the risk? I mean, I was kind of joking. Obviously, any investment has a risk, but you guys are very low risk because you are requiring, like you said, you're requiring the buyer to put skin in the game.
Sure.
Like, there's no opportunity. Even if you bought a $600,000 property that's worth $1 million, you're still going to make that borrower put some skin in the game.
Absolutely.
So your average loan portfolio, let me see, 58.1. That is as of January 1st, 58.1. So we could have a massive market correction and you guys would still be healthy.
And that's 58.1% of day of closing. Almost always people improve the properties, right? And then we've also had the benefit of the market increasing. So if you truly took like a today appraisal of as is now, I bet you were in the high 40s on our portfolio.
That's incredible. Connor, thanks for commenting. He says, curious how you make quick decisions on industrial deals that have to get them closed quickly, but you don't have environmental reports.
Yes. So industrial, a lot of times we can bypass appraisals, especially on the single family home, because that's a lot easier. Worst case, we get an appraisal. Typically that appraisal we can get turned in 10 days or so, 15 days for commercial. Residential will be much faster. We bypass the environmental unless there's some crazy reason not to, like if it's an automotive oil factory or something crazy like that. But you're never really waiting on us. So we can generally determine the value, make sure that we want to do it, and then have it pending appraisal. So there's really not a deal. Usually you're not trying to close a commercial deal closer than 10 days from now, from the time that you know about it to the time you're closing. And usually a seller is mindful of that and saying, hey, we need to get an appraisal. Like no seller's going to be like that we're not doing that, right? So we can get them done quickly as well.
What up, Antonio? Antonio Taylor in here. Yeah, so if you shoot that, oh shoot, I just lost the chat. Yeah, Connor, shoot that deal you're talking about, shoot it to Tyler or Ryan, and they can kind of take a look at what you're talking about more specifically.
Yeah, and if there's a deal that needs to get closed prior to the February 7th deal workshop, we can close it and refund them. If we pick it as the best deal, we'll refund them the origination fee.
There you go, guys.
We'll work it out. Like the good thing about us is we're we're hands on, and we're not trying to check some box that our boss gave us or whoever. Like we got brains, we were sensible,
Right.
We can make deal happen, and
Well, you're not a
common sense.
corporation
Exactly.
too. You don't have this red tape and these boxes and sorry policy. You have to have XYZ.
Sure.
He has a follow. Connor has a follow up, and he says you're not requiring an environmental.
Depending on the property type, but typically no.
Typically no.
Yeah, unless again it's some sort of like automotive shop or something.
Nuclear
like that.
waste.
Yeah.
Disposal
if it's
facility.
like we just closed this $2.4 million one. That's a good example. It was 34,000 square foot.
Yeah, explain this
warehouse.
deal. Can you explain kind of acquisition and
This is a really, really perfect example.
Okay.
So the conventional bank wouldn't perform in time. In order to get a really good deal on this property, he had no financing contingency. He had a $100,000 hard deposit. In order to keep the contract and extend it, I think a week or two, he put down $50,000 more. Then the bank's like, oh,
Ballsy guy.
actually, the bank said, he told me that the main bank guy was skiing in Vail, and then somebody else was on vacation. He couldn't get a hold of anybody, and he was supposed to close it. So this was crazy. So we got it on, if I'm remembering correctly, right before Christmas. I think Christmas was on a Monday, right? Or was it a Sunday?
I think it was Monday.
So we got the deal on Thursday, the week prior. Pretty much nobody's working. And we got it closed like 5 days later, including Christmas, and we funded it. We never heard of the deal before like the 22nd of December, and we closed it, I think, the 27th because title wasn't open on the 26th.
Holy shit!
So we saved the deal. We saved the guys $150,000, and then he'll refi out. We have no prepayment penalty. So now when his bank wants to have time to close it, he'll refi us out.
And then, back to the environmental example, because I think that's kind of a good question.
Sure.
Like on this property, you're not going to be looking for an environmental study because there's no clear previous use history where you would need something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if this was an auto shop that had buried gas tanks or whatever, then maybe, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, he was just saying he doesn't have a specific deal, but he was curious if you would require something like that to hedge your risk.
Yeah, 90% of deals we don't require an environmental because we don't see it as a risk.
Right.
If there was some reason that would be, then we would.
Which is the opposite of a commercial bank, because a commercial bank, they're going to want a survey, appraisal, environmental study. I mean, they're going to be very intensive on their underwriting.
Sure.
But, there are advantages. You're probably putting less money down usually. I mean, you're gonna charge more, but the reason you're charging more is the quickness of cash is so valuable.
Yes.
That's why someone would call you.
And the day they call me and they get an answer, that's never going to change. I'm never going to say 5 days later, hey, well, we need to look at this now. Or you are never going to get a change of answer. So what people wait 30 days to hear about, you're getting in an hour probably, if not a day.
Yeah.
Us.
And realtors too, right? Keep this in mind, guys. I mean, you can't do owner occupied, but there's certain situations where like, hey, we're in a hot market. This house is extremely desirable. Let's write up a cash offer. Let's call Ryan, talk out the process, talk about the deal. Have you ever had that happen before too?
Yeah, especially going back, a year when things were hotter, we would see that all the time. Somebody wanted to buy a property and there was 10 contracts, conventional financing. Yeah. Ours is as cash basically. And we close, and then they refi it out.
You guys too. Why don't y'all send Ryan your contact info if you're a realtor? Like connect with the guy, right? Just because you don't have a deal, like don't think you can't reach out. Like get in touch with Ryan. Like Ryan is a super nice local guy who's willing to help y'all out.
Yeah, I mean,
realtor, investor, anyone.
Everybody on this is obviously on Instagram. They can reach out to me on either page there.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. You guys are all across the board. I love it. Where are we at, Tyler? Did we figure out Suarez or no? I'd love to try to do a phone call because if we can figure out a way to get a phone call in on the live show, that would be dope.
It's gonna work. We need somebody to talk to.
What he's on his wine tour. He bailed out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Post in the chat, guys. Ask us questions. We'll be here. We've been rolling about 45 minutes now, so maybe we'll go another 15. Keep it an hour show, but. Guys, ask us. We are here to help you. Explain too, Ryan, like before you got into lending, we talked a little bit about how you are an investor, you've done fix and flips. how many fix and flips? Like, how long were you in that game?
So the company was founded in 2009. From 2009 to 2015, the core focus was fix and flips, development, things of that nature. It's just so hard to scale, right? We have 250 active loans right now. If I had 250 active flips, like, yeah,
good
exactly. Right. And just the manpower and the employees and the warehouses, we'd have to have, and the headache of that. So I transitioned into lending around 2015, 2016, and that's been our core business model for RPM since then. But if you have the capital, it's a much more scalable and easier business.
Yeah, I would imagine so. 250 flips. That is a absolute headache. People business. Shit, one flip is hard enough. So how many, you guys did 250 over the course of that, what is it, 2009 to 15?
Yeah, I would say closer to 300 in the between new builds and flips.
All in the Tampa Bay area?
St. Pete, yeah, just, within an hour of here.
Was that something you came up with on your own and went to your brothers like, hey guys, like, let's get out of the flip game. Let's start lending?
It was just a natural transition. I was looking for something that would still deliver yield to us, but didn't have all the work and headaches associated with a bunch of flips. Maybe I had 15 going on at once back then. And I kind of saw that I didn't want to scale it beyond that.
Yeah.
And found lending to do that.
Yeah, lending you could scale. I mean, the fact that you guys have essentially $100 million, let's use, lent out at currently, and it's just you and your brothers. I mean, that's amazing.
And it's easy. We're not going crazy. I love working every day. I love going to work. I like it because it's exciting. Somebody's sending me a deal they need to close, on Monday because somebody else has let them down, and I have to get it all done and get it all buttoned up by Monday. That to me is exciting.
What if someone called you tomorrow? Aren't you going to be busy tomorrow? Gasparilla?
Call me. Listen,
Call him.
I don't think you guys understand. I always answer. I don't care. I'll actually be skiing tomorrow, but call me. I'll be on a ski lift. I'll still answer. I promise you.
Realtors listening to this, we all know how it feels to be in a trap with a lender who doesn't answer your phone call, who won't get back to you a week later. I mean, use Ryan, guys. Like, figure out a way. Granted, it's not for every buyer, but there can be situations where you can write up a cash offer and beat out other buyers. That's a very powerful tool. I mean, a seller sees a cash offer, they get very excited.
Yep.
No financing contingency. And you can close, like you said, in a few days.
Yeah, and they're not waiting on us in a few days. They're waiting on title typically.
Right.
We can create docs in a day and close same day or next day. So usually, title's 5 days. So whenever you, sell a property, that's up to the title company.
Let's do it. Okay, he's ready for the phone call. Patch him in, Tyler. We'll see how this goes.
Exciting.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, how's it going, man? This is you're on the show live.
What's going on? Yeah, man.
What's up, man? Can you hear me? This is Garrett, the host.
Yeah. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. This is cool. I hope everyone can hear you on the live. This is dope, dude. Let's go through your deal. We got it pulled up right now.
Dude, I'm literally in a castle in Napa Valley doing a wine tasting.
You getting a little crunk on us?
With my wife. Yeah, something like that. And no, we popped up Instagram and just kind of have a little fun. But I'll hop on with you guys.
Well, I apologize in advance to your wife for making you work. Are you on your honeymoon or what are y'all up to?
No, we're celebrating a 2-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
So what do we got on Bird Street?
Oh, man. So Bird Street, we've got a 57,000 square foot old office building. Everybody who has ever lived in Tampa knows this building. Right off the dog track off 275. And it's a vacant office building, and everyone's been talking about that. But I bought it 2 years ago. We control the building at this point pretty well. And it's a blank slate. It's really, really cool, especially hearing what's going on in the news, and now everyone's seeing it. So that's exactly what this is. It's a blank canvas that we're looking to develop a mixed-use property in it.
Fantastic. And what are you looking for? Are you looking for partners on the deal? Are you looking to cash out some of your initial investment?
Man, it would be great to put the right capital stack together for a 24-month investment. We look at something like this that it really at this point is a construction loan of getting up the spaces that we need to. doing the leasing and then just exiting the building. We just recently did one in Clearwater just like this. It's basically like an apartment building of how the whole process flows. Yeah, it's a blank slate, and just the cost basis is so low. Looking to put together a capital stack that we take out the least amount of blood to get the deal done. Originating this, I love what you guys were saying. Every cent adds up. So being able to get the whole capital stack from a debt partner, some equity partners would be preferable, and then a couple of guys who are local as well who can help get this building leased and make it not just an investment, but something that becomes a staple to Tampa's history moving forward.
So what kind of capital is needed to complete the project?
Say that one more time, but you kind of cut out there.
How much capital is needed to complete the project from where it is now to get you to the finish line?
Yeah, so all-in costs, hard costs are about $10 million. With interest and origination, we're looking at about 11 and a half.
And you already own the building in its as-is condition?
Yeah, we control it through an entity.
Okay, understood. Yeah, send over the details through the information they sent, and we're happy to take a look at it. It looks like a very nice deal, and it's got a lot of value add and all that.
No, definitely. Is this Ryan?
It is.
What's up, man?
How you doing, bud?
I mean, we've made a couple. Yeah, amazing, dude. We've made a couple million with your company already. And I just appreciate everything you guys have done, man. I'll reach out to you and your brother, man. We'll definitely take a look at that. Love to meet you guys at the property as well.
Okay, thanks for sending it in.
All right, guys.
Enjoy Napa.
Take it easy, man. Drink some wine for us. Cool, man.
Yeah. So he was actually a previous borrower of ours as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah, man, this type of asset I think is incredible for that area. Like to have a large, essentially what's going to be, could be mixed use. I don't know like the zoning on this specific site, but I would imagine you could implement some sort of mixed use there versus strictly residential. And that location, man, if you can, if this deal gets put together, this is a screamer. I mean, he probably paid nothing for it. It was just a shitty old office building that was blown out on the inside.
Right.
I mean, if you can turn it into, pull up, kind of make a bigger picture of the rendering. I mean, this would be a gorgeous property. Does he have anything as far as like unit mix, number of units, Tyler, on this OM? Super pretty building. It's really cool. That area is going to be super ripe for residential because right across the bridge south of there is Seminole Heights.
Yeah.
And then, you're 10 minutes from downtown. So what does he have? Let me see if he might not be that far along in the process to have like unit mix and stuff like that. But it's a pretty good sized building, man. 55,000 square feet. What does he have? This is comparable sales. What up, Zaid? Yeah, look at this thing. I mean, coffee shop on the ground floor. Can you go to Google Maps, Tyler, and just type the address in? Because I believe this area, I think, is another hot spot. I heard something about do you know anything about the dog track, that big Greyhound facility? Didn't that just get sold?
Right here, right over here.
Well, there's this, but then the parcel north of it, across Bird.
I don't know. I mean, that whole area is ripe for redevelopment.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't heard anything specifically about the dog track.
There was something, Kelsey, if you're still in here, didn't we read something about that? Someone paid like $9 million for that site. It's a huge site, but imagine like what I'm envisioning for that big site, dude. It's like acres. Imagine like a Midtown type development, a mixed use development right across the bridge from Seminole Heights, 10 minutes from downtown.
Midtown was nothing. When they did that, it was a similar type of place. Like
exactly.
There was nothing going on there, and they did a really good job.
There's the old photo. Yeah. So there's what is it? Exit. Yeah. So north of Bird Street, I'm pretty sure. In fact, you could pull up on MLS the site, click it, go to the tax history, and you can see, I think there was a recent transaction there. I might be completely full of shit. I might be wrong. I thought we talked about that though. Do you remember anything about that site? Weren't we looking that site up? It sold recently, like $9 million or something. Yeah. So what do we got? There's the building. I'm sure that's the condition he bought it in, and you guys saw the rendering. So. Yeah, fantastic. So this is a type of deal. Kind of walk through, Ryan, like You can use arbitrary numbers, but what would this look like if he wanted to pull cash out to use for renovations? Let's say he owned it. I don't know. Use
Yeah. So let's just say, he obviously it needs repair. So this would be closer to a land value than necessarily like a commercial value. So we're probably some 50 to 55, 60% of purchase price or current value. And then he could pull that cash out to either, get started with his development or any other project he has. It doesn't have to be put back into that, because that's why we're lending on the as is value of that particular place.
Now, something like this, right? Where let's say he probably paid what a few years ago, $3 million, maybe more. Let's just say it was $3 million.
Sure.
So he could pull out $1.5 million.
Sure.
Okay, so $1.5 million, that's a pretty big payment a month.
Yeah, it's always 1% a month. So he's paying $15,000 a month on that.
$15,000 a month on $1.5 million. Are you looking at, hey man, how are you going to pay that $15,000 a month?
No. So it's just asset-based lending. So we're not looking at cash flowing, and that's another important thing too. We're looking at what's the value of the property, because if we take this property back, I'm not going to be a landlord on it, right? I'm just fire sailing it. So all I need to know is what's the value of it today, back out 30-40% for my margin of error, and then lend on that.
You might reconsider on this one though. This is a pretty sweet deal.
Maybe.
You know what though? That is always your underwriting. It sounds like, Ryan, like you really are not looking to be a landlord, and that's why you're asset based. You just want to go, okay, if I have to take the keys back, how quickly can I pay back my people and get all the money squared away?
Yeah, and we feel with a 50% discount or 40% discount, we can exit that quickly.
Certainly. Now, I wonder how much land was included in that sale. If he owns all these parking lots too, that would be pretty sweet. We'll have to follow up with him.
We'll definitely get back in touch with him and look at this deal and put it into the deal workshop. Maybe it'll become the deal of the month.
Maybe. Okay, people, we are nearing the end of the show. Again, so Ryan and I are going to be doing this regularly. Send in your deals to Ryan at rpmrealtyinv.com or CC Tyler at tbdpod.com. Send your deals in. Just connect with us too, guys. Like, just send in your phone number. Just send in your contact info. Send in your little resume. Tell us who you are, what you do. We want to hear from you. We want to make this a more regular show. I love the live platform. I think it's cool. I think it's dope. You guys can comment and interact while we're live. And also the fact that we can take a call from someone is super sick too. So we'll plan on doing that more. Ryan, again, just tell people how they can get in touch.
Yeah. So as he said, email Ryan at rpmrealtyinv.com. You can reach out to my personal or business Instagram. I think they'll have the links on there as well. And I'm happy to review any deal. Even if you're not going to be a borrower of ours at this time, you may be down the road, or maybe your friend does, or a colleague or coworker. And if you're just getting into real estate, I'm happy to give you advice and take a look at what you have going on. So feel free to send me a DM on there or email anything you have, and I'm happy to take a look at it.
Love it. All righty. Till next time, we're planning on taking submissions for deals until the 7th of February. And then we're thinking, what'd you say, the 15th?
No, the 9th.
The 9th.
Yeah, because it doesn't take us long to, that gives us, if people do it last minute, that gives us 2 days to underwrite the deal in full. And then we'll pick the winner on the 9th and we'll fund the deal. And if somebody needs funding prior, let's get it done. And then, we'll refund you the origination fee if you're the best deal that was submitted.
There we go.
So,
all right. Sounds good. Till next time. Good. All
thanks,
right.
guys. Appreciate it.
Bye, everybody. Thank you guys for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like it. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Give us a comment. Give us some feedback. We want to know how we're doing. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.